to speak.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, Ginger, it's really good to see you again in the IA conference.
Always good to see you, Gloria, always.
And then we've done 2 programs in Hong Kong with the trainers in the business, and also 1 leadership workshop. So I think a lot of people really enjoy the program. And then actually, what's your experience about coming to Hong Kong and China?
Well, I wasn't sure the first time I went what my experience would be, and I was so impressed with the warmth and the intelligence of the people that came to the programs, and they were quite remarkable. And the level of sophistication from amongst most of the participants was exceptional in terms of Enneagram knowledge. But what I also saw, which was something that I've seen in other parts of the world, is that many of the Enneagram schools or people learn the Enneagram from different teachers, and also some have learned it on their own, and there is a kind of a way they haven't really done enough sharing across what they are learning and what their teachers are teaching. And although I think it's really so important to learn from the Enneagram from somebody who knows the Enneagram well, there's many people who know it well, and the cross fertilization of ideas, of practice, what works, what doesn't, is something that's going to make the Enneagram, I think, go forward in every country. And I travel in a lot of places, as you know, all over the world, but it's also within a country, the sharing comes first. And then the sharing is across country, because the most innovative ideas, the new possibilities for the Enneagram are really coming from all over the globe. And China is such an important part of the world. My goodness.
Yeah, and then also when you're done the program, actually you see some of the trends that you have in the business community. When we apply the Enneagrams to the workplace, you see any new trend, or you see how when the Enneagram is integrated to it, was really the benefit that we are having?
Well, I think there's a trend all over for companies to want excellent leaders and employees who take responsibility for their own performance, right? And who are easier to work with, because so much of what's being done now in organizations happens in teams. So people have to work together effectively, and the Enneagram can be so helpful to companies who are trying to do that, because it takes all the mystery out of how to do that and puts it right in the hands of the people who can use it the best and the most, right on the front lines. And so I think that really matters. And the thing about the Enneagram that I didn't realize, I thought it was probable, but what I've seen is that because organizations basically have a similar function in every culture, right? And they have a similar structure, even though there's cultural differences. You know, they have authority, they have people who work, they work in teams, they have customers. So so much of the organizations goes across different cultures. That the Enneagram, using it in organizations, is very effective because the people of type are the same. The dynamics between types are very similar in every culture, and the challenges facing companies all over the globe are similar enough, and so it's really very powerful.
But when you travel over the different country, do you see that is for the culture, would there be major differences, or you see enough similarity of how they really approach groups or teams or different leaders' requirements?
Well, I think that excellent leadership really crosses culture, and you know, it's about having integrity. It's about being self-mastering and knowing yourself, so that you're doing what's in the best interest of the company and not coming from a place of your own reactions that may be good, that you think are the right thing to do, but really aren't good for the organization. And I think that that respect in the workplace matters everywhere, and the ability to work and not have your behavior cause other people you work with have a problem with your behavior. So you don't want to be the source of other people's problems. You want to be the source of creativity, collaboration, effective and creative problem solving. Now, that said, there are some differences, and the biggest place I saw the difference wasn't in Hong Kong. No, Hong Kong, I felt like after about a week there, I was like, I might as well be here,
Okay.
No, the biggest place I saw the difference was Brazil.
That's right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so when I went to Brazil and I was talking to the people that brought me in, they were very interested because they live in that culture, but it's a very 7 culture, a super 7 culture. And so it affects all of the different types in some very interesting and dramatic ways that I haven't seen anyplace else.
Oh, that's really interesting.
It's very interesting.
So it seems that a lot of different countries in different levels how they use the Enneagram. I think for Hong Kong, I can see that it's really starting to be more involved with the business environment because of your good work that bring the tools in here. So what kind of tips you have for us when we really start off? What would be the do's? Some of the don'ts.
Do's and don'ts for consultants and trainers?
Yes.
All right, that's really easy for me.
Yes.
Okay, the Enneagram is not the answer to everything. And it isn't even the focus of what we bring. Organizations have challenges, opportunities, and problems they need solved. And how can we help them solve those? And in most cases, the Enneagram can help, but by itself, it isn't always the answer. It needs to be integrated with, for example, leadership. Just knowing yourself is enough. You have to have competency, right? Just knowing yourself better doesn't always help you work better in teams. You understand team dynamics and how your behavior affects the team dynamics. So it's the focus on the organization's specific challenges and how we can help them do it.
So it's not just some basic type or process or exercises. So it's really have to look at the bigger pictures and how to approach it. So actually we are really looking forward to more of your sharing and guiding us how to use it better in the community. So looking forward to seeing you again in 2009.
You will.
Yes.
Yes, and I look forward to it too.
Okay, thank you.